Round two of the high school playoffs was absolute bonker. So I had to bring in Adam Anderson. We're going to break down these third round matchups. Adam, Westville, body bagging everybody. Unity survives. Really good game against Monticello. Then I'm going to ask you about this later, but Sacred Heart Griffin's record in seed, super misleading. I know
Hmm.
it probably works out for the IHSA just to rank it based on records because in college football, it gets nasty when you say 9-3 Texas is better than 10-2 Georgia Tech. So it's probably better that they just rank them like that. But East St. Louis and Sacred Heart Griffin, really good football teams that are probably underseeded. What are your takeaways from week two? Do we have some state championship contenders down here?
Yeah, I think some teams have started to separate themselves from others and really have shown why they were talked about earlier in the year, or if they gained momentum as the season went on. It was a wild week two, and I think there were some games that surprised a lot of people. There were a few that caught my attention, and there were some teams that we talked about a few weeks ago that I said they could absolutely be in the quarterfinals, and here we are.
And 2A, we got some really good matchups. I think Maroa Forsyth, that is a team that nobody wants to play, right? They're taking
No.
Flora
No.
in a 9-4 matchup. I think if there was like a Vegas spread, I think the Trojans are a favorite with Ryan Shepard.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be at home again Saturday, so coming to the Boyd in November is never easy. I know the weather's supposed to be pretty decent, but I would still imagine there's going to be. It's always windy out there. If anybody's ever been to a game at Moreau Forsyth, the wind always comes into a factor. But they just absolutely dominated Johnson City right out of the gate. And again, losing those back-to-back games in the middle of the season, I think maybe opened their eyes a little bit. You never want to say a loss is good for your team and for your well-being. But I think they were internally reflected on some things, and they've gotten it worked out. And I mean, they did whatever they wanted Saturday afternoon against a one seed, and I would have to think there'll be a heavy favorite against Flora as well.
That's the thing. It's like their offense was always putting up points, like 36 points in that Olympia loss. And then, I mean, Williamsville, that's just a really tough game. Like
Hmm.
you can,
Hmm.
Williamsville could win a state championship at 3A. It's the defensive turnaround that's really catching people's eyes. I mean, holding
Yeah,
sort of 14, holding a one seed, Johnson
yeah.
City, to just 6 points. Like we kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago. Maybe there was a halftime speech during that new Berlin game. Is defense the key for Moreau Forsyth if they want to
Yeah,
win the state championship?
especially, and the chatter was going into the playoffs. Well, they don't play good against predominantly run teams like an Olympia really ran for 500 yards. Well, Johnston City is was a double wing type of team that comes right at you and doesn't like to throw the ball. Well, Moreau showed that's not a problem for them anymore. So I really think they're the with Ryan Shepard and Zach Smith on the outside and the other guys that have played in big games like this, offensively they were always going to be ahead of the defense. But I think that defense has come along now after playing some really good same-o competition. And I think that's going to separate themselves here maybe this week and into next week. Next week's going to be a tall task. I think Westville, and going back, I'm kind of a nerd and I'll go back and watch some of these playoff games that are streamed after the fact. And Westville's looked really, really good in the first two rounds. Arthur Lovington, Atwood Hammond has a very tall task in slowing them down.
And let's get to that game right there because they're both 11-0.
Hmm.
But this is another case where it just seems like Westville just looks so darn good. I mean, they are destroying teams 41-13 when they took on DeCoin. I think they're scoring 55 points per game this year. Like I was talking to
Yeah.
their coach like a month ago. He's like, "Yeah, the goal is to get out of the first round." Like that's it. Like this guy can be in the final four of the 2A pretty soon. Just what makes Westville's offense so good? For the
I
viewers at home, just real quick, they run like a wing T offense with
Yeah, they're very run focused, and I think Coach Goodlove's probably putting together great game plans, but the effort and then the kind of the will that they're putting into just hey, we're gonna go out and we're gonna dominate our opponents, and up front they have just been able to do whatever they want. So that their offensive line has been really good. Their backfield is bigger than I think some other backfields at the 2A level as well. But they have, if they can run the ball consistent, it's just like the NFL playoffs. You got to be able to run the ball when it gets cold. If they can run the ball like this, we keep getting deeper into November, they're going to be a tough team to stop.
So was Arthur. I just feel like if Westville's scoring 55 points per game this year, they're gonna put up points. Like I
Hmm.
don't see a 10-7,
Yeah, no, I
City
would be
Bay,
shocked. Yeah.
Coschenbelacker, battle right there. Does Art like does Arthur have to win a shootout to maybe take out Westville?
If they're going to win it, I still think the game's going to be in the 30s or 40s, and you're going to have to hope you create some kind of turnover. Maybe win the third phase with special teams. Maybe that's where you can catch them off guard. And again, turnovers are always a big deal in close football games. If you can generate one or two and not turn the ball back over to an offense like that, I think that's going to be the key to beating this team. And maybe it's keeping the game in the 20s. Um, but I know, ALH can put up some points too. So I think it's an interesting matchup. I just think Westville has been so good up front that it'll be tough to stop them Saturday.
Yeah. And I just want Arthur's really good. I mean, that was
Yes,
a good
yeah.
win, 41-22 over Cumberland.
Hmm.
So they got a shot for sure. It does seem like Westville is just a really good team this year. So all right, just to kind of sum it up. So you think Trojans win their game?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a Maroa Westville
Oof.
semifinal.
Who's winning that? That is such contrasting style.
I don't that I'm not placing any kind of money on it. That'll be a top five game to watch throughout the state of Illinois if it's those two teams playing each other. And that's no disrespect to Flora or Arthur Lovington. I just think those are two teams that I think in week four, week five, people started to talk about, hey, that would be a heck of a playoff matchup to see these two teams play each other. And with how the both of them are home. I think that game would be at Westville next week as well, too. So um, I think that'll be a great matchup.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from Fox, Illinois.